Hi, how's it going? I'm Marlena. Thanks for wandering by. Tonight, I'm going to be doing the tag that is kind of everywhere right now on the tarot tubes. And that is a tag that was created by Kelly Bear. And the tag is, it's hashtag 54321 tarot. And the lovely Jess at Jess Reads Cards tagged me. So here I am doing my VR to this tag. I will leave the prompts for this tag in the description box below, but it'll become apparent as we go through each one if you haven't already seen what this tag is all about. So I thought that this would be a fabulous way to shout out some of my favorite people on TarotTube. And so I'm gonna start with 5 decks. And I know Kelly had rules, right? But she said she knew we were gonna all break the rules. And she was sticking with tarot kind of across the board for everything because it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tarot. But my choices for the different categories are going to be a little bit breaking the rules. But it's all for good. It's all for a good reason. So the first number 5 is 5 decks, and Kelly stuck to tarot, but I'm gonna include Oracle in mine because my 5 decks that I'm about to show are all decks that are created by some of my favorite people here on TarotTube. And most of the people I'm going to be shouting out, pretty much all of them are buddies of mine. They're my tarot buddies, and some are really close friends of mine. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you the first one. Well, I'll show you the newest one that I just got. This is the Cottage Witch Oracle. And this was created in this like adorable crocheted bag by Krista at Crochet Witch Tarot here on YouTube. And her Etsy shop, I'll leave everything. I'll leave a link to her channel. I'll leave a link to her Etsy shop down below. I think it's called Crochet Witch Wears, I want to say. And then this is the Cottage Witch Oracle, which I have been, I've been waiting to get for this year. I wanted to get it for coming up for the fall and winter season, and especially for around the holidays, because this deck feels like a holiday deck. So I showed you the pretty backs, and first of all, Krista is just like one of the most sweetest, kindest, like beautiful souls. I love her channel. I've loved interacting with her in all the various different places that we've, chatted. This deck is just like imbued with her like lovely energy. And this is the type of oracle deck that is like totally my jam because it's minimalistic and it has animals and trees and and objects, but it gives us one key word to go along with it. And I just, I can't wait to use it. I haven't used this deck yet. But like, yeah, I love her aesthetic. I love the items and animals that she's chosen. Look how cute the familiar. There's a dog and a cat choice in here. I might leave both of them in. I still have this totally in order. Groundhog. This is the first time I'm really kind of looking through the deck. She did in the packaging send a, I don't have it because I put that away already, but she did show a preview of what her next deck is going to be. And I'm very excited about that. Moon, moth. Yeah, I just love everything about this, and I cannot wait. This deck is going to, I mean, aesthetically pair so well with like fall themed and winter themed kind of decks. Like I'm thinking the Green Witch Tarot, maybe the Wildwood, so many different things that I want to use it with. Oh, with the Yule, this Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, like Oracle paired with Oracle, and other tarots, Poison Ivy, Pumpkin. Oh, I love that. Rabbit for creativity. Robin, Emerge. Yeah, I live in a totally different kind of climate with different animals. Definitely not snow, but I just love everything that that is involved in this deck, and I adore Krista, and yeah, I cannot wait to use the Cottage Witch Oracle. To follow up Krista's deck by showing you a deck by Andy Taylor. Andy made this deck called the Tarot of Feeling. But Andy Taylor, she has a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll definitely put it in the description box below. I think it's Andy in Arcadia. But anyway, Andy's been around. She's a deck creator, and I have this deck and another deck that she sent to me. She is just one of the most lovely humans that I've had the pleasure of getting to know, and she created this deck called the Tarot of Feeling. I'm gonna leave a link to her Etsy, her Instagram, where you can find her decks as well. But this deck is so cool. It's a photographic deck, and it's the guided edition, so it has an explanation or a divinatory meaning really on the back of the cards. I really love this little deck. I haven't used it. I've been waiting to use it here in the fall because it has this like sepia tone coloring to it. And so because it's a little deck, I definitely want to take it with me places. But I love photographic decks. I love the way that Andy sees the tarot. Like, look at this magician card. It's fantastic. But yeah, I really love it. I think that there are different versions of this deck, and a larger version maybe. And there's a version that is not guided. I think there's just like a couple different, Andy's a bit, I think, of a prolific deck creator. She has different versions of her chakra deck as well. I have the vintage version of that. Look at this Ace of Cups. Like, oh, this Ten of Swords. So good. I can't wait to use it. I've had it waiting. Oh my God, this Nine of Cups. Like, this is gonna be, a really good deck now to use, especially here in the fall. Is the Tarot of Feeling by Andy Taylor. And here we have an oracle deck called the Pear Tree Oracle that was created by my buddy Danny Mystic. And Danny is just one of the coolest, most down-to-earth, like, amazing people that I've gotten to know through the community here as well. And I love Danny's aesthetic. Everything that she does is just beautiful. I love her sense of humor. I just love Danny as a human. But I also really love this oracle deck, and I love her aesthetic. I love it. Again, this is the type of oracle deck that just fits my practice really well, because it is a one keyword oracle deck, and I often use this because it's so built around the characters and the people. I often use this in readings that have to do with with people, like, so relationships and different kinds of situations, family, things like that. And I've also used this deck in like creative writing exercises as well for characters, and giving them like different attributes and things like that. But I've also used it for keywords with to give me words to work with in terms of poetry. So like word bubbles and things like that. But I adore this deck. I adore Danny, and I love that this tag is just giving me the opportunity to show off the cool people that I know and like the really cool creations that they have. Danny is, this is not Danny's only deck. If you happen to not know, she also has a tarot deck called Mystic Master. So of course, like, you know, like everything else, I'm gonna leave you links to where you can find these decks down below. So that is the Pear Tree Court Oracle by Danny Mystic. All right, so this deck you've seen before on my channel very recently. This is a deck created by a friend of mine, Lennon Smith, and this is the Quintessential Thoth Tarot. Lennon Smith is such a interesting, smart, unique person that I've happened to get to know here through TarotTube, and even more so because of the creation of this deck that I in a small way helped inspire by giving her a little bit of an idea, and she like totally ran with it and made this amazing abstract Thoth deck that is like so inspiring. It's quickly become one of my favorite decks. I've been working with it so much lately. I used it for the soul reading hashtag that Lennon and I did. I've been using it for fun with Star Trek that I've been watching. And I've used it, you know, for serious. I've used it for play. I've used it for everyday kind of readings. The colors are kind of amazing. And just it's in its abstractness and simplicity. It also runs really deep, and I have a whole video dedicated to this deck. Gosh, everything is like upside down. I'm terrible about that. But I've been talking about this deck quite a bit lately, and I'm not tired of talking about it. I'm not tired of talking about it, and I'm not tired of showing it off, because I think that I told Lennon this before. I love the way that her brain works. I like the way that she sees the tarot, and yeah, I think it's just one of the coolest things that I happen to have now. So this is the Quintessential Thoth Tarot by Lennon Smith. I think I might be the most excited to talk about this deck. And this is the Sacred Threads Oracle by my very dear friend, Dawn Michelle. So Dawn Michelle has now a collection of decks on Make Playing cards. So she created the Finders Keepers Oracle, the Rusted Lenormand. She did a updated version of. So this was a deck that she had created and was just redid. I'm gonna show you these decks and like definitely down the road on my channel. I just kind of want to debut and talk about the Sacred Threads Oracle in this tag. So Dawn started this quite a while ago, and I was privy to her process. So these are the title cards, and here are the back. I got to be kind of, you know, allowed a sneak peek into her process to see what she was doing as she was doing it. And she created a deck that it's just so up my alley in terms of the kind of deck that I love for my practice as well. Again, it's like one item. There's animals and scenes and different things, items and pieces of nature that are in this deck, and it's one keyword. And she drew this. This is all drawn, but it looks like it's art that looks to me like photos. It's just like so good. And oh my God, I love this. I love the words that she chose. I love the particular scenes or items or things that she drew to go along with that keyword. And it spans like a bunch of different like areas of the way that I like to use Oracle, with animals, with things in the cosmos, nature. So it goes, you know, they're sacred threads. That's why it's called that. Sacred threads that run, you know, down here in our everyday world, and then up and out and into the cosmos. It's cozy, and it is personal, and it just very much aligns with the way that I like to use an oracle deck alongside the tarot. I love this stability, so good. Yeah, I just really love everything about how Dawn Michelle, how Dawn Michelle views the tarot and oracle. And she has, along with just, being a lovely good friend of mine, has taught me so much and inspired me so much over the last couple of years in my own personal practice. And it's just so nice to have this in my hands. And I couldn't even wait like a day before I started using it. Would you look at this? It's so beautiful. Yeah, I love her aesthetic, of course, her sense of beauty, and her word choice too here is, just really cool. These one word, oh, so good. The otters, I love it so much. Yeah, I just adore everything about, what Dawn Michelle brings to the community, and also just, on a personal level, I just love her to death. She is such a good friend, such a good person. So yeah, I couldn't wait, and I was so excited to show you this amazing oracle deck, the Sacred Threads Oracle by Dawn Michelle. Okay, so the next number is 4, and it is 4 books that we're going to be showing you. I'm going to be showing you. So again, in this category, I picked books, so they're not necessarily tarot books, but they are books that are authored by some of the coolest people that I happen to know here on TarotTube. And the first one is a dear friend of mine as well, The Self-Worth Path by Lisa Pepez. So Lisa is, what words do I have for Lisa? Lisa is just one of the funniest, most endearing, kind-hearted, she's just an amazing person to have in my life. She's one of the most supportive, just coolest people that I've had the pleasure to get to know over the last couple of years. And I am, I love all of these folks as people that I've gotten to know on a personal level, but I'm also a giant fan of theirs. I'm a giant fan of Lisa's, and I'm a giant fan of Dawn's and Danny's and Andy's and Krista's, and Lennon. I'm just, a big fan of them. So The Self-Worth Path, I got this book a while ago, and I'm on my second read of it. It's really inspiring. There's so much in here. her chapters in the self-worth path, it's a guided journey to an empowered life. Her chapters are loosely based, each one of them is loosely based on one of the tarot major cards. And she covers so many different topics in terms of like working through your own self-worth. Things right at the start, there's a lot that has to do with body image and self-esteem. We go through like prioritizing yourself. You just take this journey with her, and she incorporates so much of her own personal journey in here. It's just it's a wonderful read. There's so much that you can gain from it. Currently in Lisa's membership, we're going through this book each month and taking a chapter, and we also are meeting with the group, and we're doing tarot readings together around the different topics. So like, for example, we were just talking about dealing with change, and it's just amazing. I cannot recommend more highly. If you don't already have a copy of this, it's available on the Kindle as well. So yeah, The Self-Worth Path by Lisa Pepez. So all the other books that I want to show you, I have on my e-reader. So I'm just going to pop up the picture of the cover of the book and talk about it. So first, I want to talk about a book by a lovely woman named Christine Rose L. And I've met Christine through TarotTube and in Don Michelle's membership. And Christine wrote a book that's called The Happy Empath. And this is such a cool book. Well, Christine is just such a cool, intelligent, just like an amazing person who puts out really interesting content around the tarot, around lifestyle, around her own personal journey. Very empowering. She talks about writing. Like, I love her story, and I think she's just such a neat individual. But this book I got a while back, and I really find it really interesting. I'm going to read a little bit of the blurb about the book for you. The Happy Empath, a survival guide for highly sensitive people. So the blurb says, lift the weight of emotion, soothe your sensitive nature, harness your empathic gift. You know how it feels. You're in a meeting or on the bus and realize you're picking up the emotional state of the person next to you. Life as an empath can feel overwhelming, but the Happy Empath gives you tools to help you navigate charged emotional territory and stay even-keeled, even in stormy moments. So in this book, she has some really cool things, talking about being an empath. There's a color quiz to find out what color empath you are. It's really neat. I love Christine's point of view, and I think she's just like such an amazing person. I didn't think that, I kind of dismissed that, that like label of empath for myself, and come to find out that I really do have some empathic qualities, and it just learned a lot from reading this book. So I don't want to spoil too much of it. I want you to go check it out. The Happy Empath by Christine Rose L. Another book that I want to share with you guys is written by again, I have it on my e-reader, so I'll pop up the cover art right here. Is written by another one of my really dear friends whom I just adore, and that is Myths, Mothers and Mystics, a short story collection by Rumor Haven. Rumor is a lovely, a lovely person that I've met here on YouTube. She's hilarious. Like, I love her sense of humor so much. Her channel is just so authentic. You know, she's just rumor, bringing you her practice and being her funny self. I've said before that there was one video that Rumor made. It was last year around this time, around spooky season, where she did this whole spread and she did the entire video with these skeleton hands. And I was like, this girl is just like my kind of person. It's just so freaking funny. But in any case, she's also an author, and so she's a fiction writer, and this is a short story collection. So I love short stories because it's just great to have a collection of short stories, so you can go. You don't have to make a long-term commitment to the book. And so you can just read a story and then come out of it and then go back to it. And so in this speculative fiction collection, feminism meets folklore, fantasy, and science fiction, as Rumor Haven shares some of the more random yarns she's spun over the decade. From ancient Cyprus to modern Sedona, Myths, Mothers, and Mystics tells the tales of women who must find, if not fight, their way against the natural and the supernatural. So there's a goddess story about a goddess that brings a statue to life. There's a mirror reflects more than what should appear. And there's like so many cool stories in here. I love Rumor's style. I love the supernatural elements in and the feminist, quality that she brings to things. So I highly recommend that you check out, and this is not her only piece of work. So look her up on Amazon. She's got a few other books available. So this one, though, is the one I wanted to share with you. Myths, Mothers, and Mystics, a short story collection by Rumor Haven. Okay, and so finally, I wanted to share a book of poetry with you. Again, it's on my e-reader, so I'm gonna pop up the cover art right here for you. And this is a book of poetry that's written by another lovely person that I discovered and have gotten to know here on YouTube, TerraTube. Her channel is called Jessica and the Moon, and she wrote a book of poetry called Maid, Mother, Crone, Other Poems by Jessica M. Starr. So I've read most of the work in here off and on. I got this book really recently, but it's so deep and intense and like heartfelt, and I love the imagery that she chooses. I love the metaphors that she uses. I love that this book has that goddess, that triple goddess nod there, and these different stages of life, and motherhood is a central theme as well. And I can't speak more highly of Jessica. Her channel is so inspiring. She's an astrologer with, decades of knowledge. Like, she's like one of my go-to folks for the deck and walk. She's, helped me out and answered lots of questions for me. She's, she has a really cool membership around, moon practice and goddess work. She's, I love her point of view and perspective. I love her candid videos where she talks about her own life and practice, and she really just, she's really, really authentic and genuine, and I just adore her. So I think this is also a beautiful work of poetry, a collection of poetry, and I wanted to share it with you. So again, that's Maid, Mother, Crone, Other Poems by Jessica M. Starr. You should definitely check it out. All right, so now we're to number 3. So 3 spreads, and I wanted to continue the trend to show off some more folks from TarotTube here on YouTube, TarotTube YouTube, that are just really cool people that I've happened to get to know, and that are just amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up the picture of the spread that this amazing human being created recently. So this is from The Waves of Your Soul, who is Marine. And she has been, this month, she has been sharing some fairy tale themed spreads on her Instagram. I think she might also have been posting them in the community tab on YouTube, but I'll link her Instagram and I'll link her channel down below if you happen to not know Maureen from The Waves of Your Soul. I love these spreads. She did, the one that I have up here is the Red Riding Hood one, but she's done Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty. So really cool fairy tale themed spreads. I love Marine's, I love everything about Marine. I love her channel. She makes me laugh. She's just like a delight. I just tell her that all the time, that she's a delight. She's also really smart. I love how she views the tarot. And yeah, I just think she's just such a wonderful, kind-hearted, authentic. She's, she shares about her own journey on her channel, and she relates on just a really like human level. And I just think she's just such a cool person. So I wanted to highlight the cool spreads that she's been making and just talk about what a, nice person she is. So that is Marine, The Waves of Your Soul. Another person that I admire greatly, who I just adore all the work that they do, is Tegan at Cosmic Creepers Tube. So I'm going to post up a spread that she put up for free on her Instagram last year around this time. It's a jack-o'-lantern themed spread, and I put this one up here. I did this one last year, I know, but also I wanted to talk about, well, I talk about Tegan all the time because I'm a member of her Patreon, and she does really amazing things for her patrons, including a practice called Animal Gnosis that has become a really big and important part of my own practice. But Tegan is so just neat. Like she's so smart. She's so giving, really, and she's just such a genuine person. I never tire of her content. Like her, even when she's just doing like random, chats and rambles and just flipping through one deck and just talking about her impressions, about her practice, about, psychology, about the tarot, about nature, about animals, about her, witchy practice, things like that. Like she's just such a cool person. But she also is a kind of a prolific spread creator. She's created lots of different tarot spreads, and I love her approach to spread creation. The questions and the positions of the spread are really they're, sometimes they're fun and whimsical, and sometimes, but often they're really deep and inspiring, and get to, get you working with the tarot in a really, really just thought-provoking way. And she recently, was it recently? I can't remember how recently it was, but Tegan, she put her tarot spreads together in a book, and it's available for sale. So I'll definitely leave the link to where you can find her Cosmic Creepers, or it's Creepers Spread Book, I think is what it's called. And so that you can, you can find that, because she's just like, yeah, her spreads are really, really good. And I'm still like, I popped back into that book often, often. So I really, yeah, I adore Tegan, and I think she's hilarious, and I think she's just, lovely all around person. So yeah, so check out Cosmic Creepers Tube, Tegan, and her book of spreads. So the last spread that I'm going to show you is one of my own. So all up until now, I've been really shouting out and showing you creations, decks and books and spreads by folks, friends and folks that I know here on TarotTube, and I just love the excuse to be able to shout out, my friends and just the really smart, innovative, amazing people that I've gotten to know. But from this spread through to the last prompt, it'll be a little bit more personal. So about me, about me. So I'll share with you my kind of go-to daily spread that I typically do. This is my very first tarot deck ever, and this is the Universal Waite Smith. So it's just it's a Rider-Waite Smith clone. I got this deck in 1995 or 1996. It must have been 96. I think I was a junior. I want to say I was a junior in high school when I got this. And I definitely did not learn to read the tarot then. But anyway, that's a story I think I've told before. So I'll just show you really quickly my morning kind of tarot spread, or my day, start of the day kind of tarot spread. This has evolved over the last year or so. It used to be 7 cards, and now it is only 4, and the positions used to be like longer questions, and now it's kind of pretty shortened. So it goes like this. It's 4 cards, and the first card is today's purpose, and the second card is how to embrace that purpose, and then we have what to think and what to do. I personally really enjoy doing this spread at the start of my day in the office. So I have, I'm privileged to be able to have my own office space where I can, and desk space where I can do this kind of really before like my duty hours begin at work. So I have my, second or third cup of coffee with me in my travel mug, and I take a deck with me to work, and I've been doing that now for a little while at work. So today's purpose is the Knight of Wands. I think this is actually the card that I got today, this morning. So that's interesting that it's just repeating here. So today's purpose, and then how to embrace that purpose, is the 6 of Swords. I don't think that matched. I don't know if this is a real reading or not, since we're at the end of the day, not the beginning. So what to think is the 6 of Pentacles. And what to do is the King of Wands. Wow, 2 6s flanked by 2 Wands court cards. That's really cool. So I usually, sometimes I just work with these 4 cards, and I often don't really journal this one. Sometimes I take a picture of it, share it on Instagram. I've been doing that kind of recently. Sometimes I need more. So depending on how these kind of align with each other, I might pull an oracle in. So because we have like this kind of idea going on with like the purpose here and the doing here kind of matching, and then we have the how to embrace it and what to think here, I might pull like an oracle card that will relate to these, and an oracle card that will kind of clarify this idea more. So recently I've been getting like 1 minor card and 3 majors. That happened to me twice just this past week. And so I pulled an oracle card for that minor and one oracle card kind of for the overall energy for the 3 majors. So that's happened to me before too, but it's just it's a really good everyday spread that I like to use, kind of set the tone and help me think about, and set my intentions for my day, often very related to work. I have done this, at home as well. And yeah, so that's my morning tarot it's like the purpose, today's purpose really. So today's purpose, how to embrace that purpose, what to think, what to do. So that's my spread. Okay, so now we're at number 2. So number 2 is it can be 2 pieces of tarot, like paraphernalia, I guess. So things that you have in your tarot toolkit that you use around your readings. So first, let me show you, I guess I'll show you this. So I have 2 different kind of tarot spaces, and this is one of them, my filming space, where I show cards and talk about them. So it's an important space for me as well, even though I do readings here, but usually the ones that I do here on camera. So in this little bowl that I always have, or that I've had kind of here for a while as part of my decor for my filming table, is this little bowl, but the most important thing is what's inside this little bowl. And inside this little bowl these are my tarot tools, and they are toys, so from my daughter's toys, and she made this for me, or gave these to me, because they represent the 4 suits of the tarot. And so here we have my wand, and I want to say this was from one of her Ryan's toys. Maybe it was I don't know if it was Barbie or not. I think it's too big for Barbie. But here's our magic wand. And then this, I think, is from I want to say it's from a She-Ra toy. I don't know, but it's our sword. I can't remember which toy this came from now. It's been like a little while, like a year or 2. A year and a half at least, that she made this for me, that she gave these to me. This is definitely a Barbie cup. So this is a cup from Barbie's dream house. I'm pretty sure that she no longer has. Doesn't have her Barbie dream house anymore, but that's our cup. And then this is a token. It's a token from like an arcade. And my daughter drew the star, she made the pentacle. She drew and made a pentacle for me here. And then this I added into my tarot tools to live with them, because so all of those were from my daughter. This is from my buddy and friend and knight in the brotherhood of the card table, the brotherhood of the card table, we call it. So this is my tiny knight from my friend Rumor Haven. So a while ago, I made I don't know what the video was about. I don't remember, but I was talking about the modern spellcaster's tarot, and I was talking about the tiny knights, because in that deck, all of the knights are riding atop animals, and one of them is like a squirrel, and one of them is like a salmon, and it's hilarious to me because I questioned, is it a tiny knight or a giant animal? And Rumor responded with tiny knight. And then we just took that joke and ran with it forever. and then we formed the Brotherhood of the Tiny Knights, the Brotherhood of the card table, not the round table, the card table. And we gave each other, sir, our knight names. And so she sent me this adorable knight charm, and he just lives here with my tarot tools. Whoops. So I always have that here on on camera with me, or I have for quite a while. So I have my tarot tools and my knight, who, you know, he represents the quartz of the tarot. So yeah, so that is something that I mean, I guess that's more than one, that's more than two, but it's all in one sort of space. And then the other thing that I'll show you is this sits on my my reading desk, where I do most of my tarot readings at home. I do read like on the coffee table. I read outside. I do readings on, you know, on the bed as well. But my like desk where I do readings and journal, has this box that, I took the deck out already. It had it held my universal Wait Smith. So I keep my very first tarot deck ever in here, and it has this beautiful Celtic cross. And I got this box when I was on a road trip with my partner and daughter, and we went to a metaphysical store was it in Tennessee? Yeah, I got this it was Tennessee. I was trying to think if it was somewhere else. But I got this when we were in Tennessee, and I love it, and it's really special to me. I love, you know, remembering about that trip, and I love having my Universal Wade Smith always with me in on that table. Okay, and the last number, the number 1. So for this prompt, Kelly asked us to either give one piece of advice or one card that we would like to embody. And so I think I'm gonna combine that and kind of do things, you know, my way, I guess. And what I want to do is I want to do a reading, and basically one for myself and for all of us, since this tag feels so community. It just feels like very tied to the community. Like once Kelly Bear put this tag up, so many folks responded, and I thought that was really cool. And it just reminded me, you know, how many of us are here and how many of us are connected through the tarot. And I wanted to kind of celebrate, you know, all of these folks that I have had the pleasure of, and you know, getting to know, and I'm, you know, getting to shout out their creative work here on YouTube, as well as the decks that they've created, and the books that they've written, and the spreads that they're also creating. So I thought for this one, what I'd like to do is pull one card that is a card that embodies some advice for all of us right now here at the end of this video. And I thought that would be nice to just do and share as a group. So we're going to ask the cards to give us one card that represents some advice for us as a community that we can embody. So something that we can embody as like a piece of advice for us here in the tarot community. Justice. Wow. That is amazing. It's amazing because this is the card for Libra, and we have just entered Libra season in traditional Western astrology, and it's a card that I have most definitely been spending some time with, because it's been a major part of my studies for the Deck and Walk 2023 that I've been working on, you know, for the last 6 months for you all and for myself. So the Justice card coming out here as this like balance and harmony and equilibrium. I think that this is a wonderful piece of advice for all of us and all of you that watch folks on TarotTube and that, you know, who read tarot and who are tarot enthusiasts. There are so many different opposing views and ideas that come out across our community. Not everyone, you know, feels, thinks, and works with the tarot in the same way. And I think it's beautiful though. Like, I think there's a harmony in in those different points of view. And I think that is, you know, something really great that comes out through the Justice card. There's that sense of truth here as well. And I think that's a wonderful piece of advice for us to remember, you know, that even though there's different points of view or there's different, you know, opposing ideas, that there's so much that we can learn and gain from one another. And we can embody, you know, that fairness by being open-minded, you know, for one another. Allowing in that sense of balance, you know, through these different but equal people, you know, and ideas and practices and creations and content that comes through here. So yeah, what a beautiful card to get. The Justice card, the Libra card, the Libra card, the balancing of the scales. And yeah, so that was it. That was the last one. And I'll leave you there on that note. Thank you again to Kelly Bear for creating this tag. It was so much fun to do this VR. Thanks to Jess at Jess Reads Cards for tagging me in it. And thank you to all of you for sticking around with me. I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day.